Hello and welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of January 22nd. I'm Catherine Alecko and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
With a voice that is returning.
I have a voice. I may cough for like 5 or 10 minutes at some point, but I can speak.
And we're here for a weekly episode to talk about parenting in a roundabout way, along with a little pop culture and dog parenting. It's very cold right now where we are. It's like barely, it's currently 7 degrees, but that's the warmest it's been for days. And so
you're barbecuing at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's 7 degrees.
The dogs have fleece little jackets that I am making them wear when they go outside.
Oh, that's adorable.
They do not think so.
And Mom, I'm fine. Don't make me wear a jacket. My friends will laugh at me.
That's right. And the thing is that it's such a pain to get them into these things that they just have to stay on once they're on. So they've been wearing them all day, which again, they do not really appreciate, but I'm not going to repeat that process every single time they want to go out. It's just
certainly
not going to happen. So yeah, that's what we're doing over here.
If they were cooperative, they could get them off when they came inside.
Exactly.
If they're going to fight it every time, then they don't wear it.
Understand this. And also
dog parenting like child parenting, as we have often commented.
Right. They are also reluctant to use the doggy door that we have installed for their convenience. I mean, when it was truly negative temperatures, then I just keep the door closed because I don't want them going outside without somebody knowing they're out there.
Right.
And also it makes the house cold.
Yes, I would think so.
So yeah, we're reverting to having to let them in and out, which I got used to not doing.
No way to have indoor facilities for the very cold weather. There's no put down some pee pads or something.
That's a slippery slope.
It is. The weather gets better and they're like, no, we like it better this way. It's fine.
But inside there's no friends, so
that's true.
It is fun to go outside and check in with the neighbors. Yeah. So, and you have snow?
We have snow. We have a modest amount of snow. Not, enough to look pretty, not enough to be a problem.
Well, that's nice.
There's a little ice round and about. My daughter is afraid to go walk the dog because there's icy sidewalks, and icy sidewalks plus a dog that pulls are not a good combination.
Yeah, no.
So she would prefer to stay on her feet and not injure herself. And so I don't know. We're trying to find ways to get the dog to move around inside. We have a tennis ball that I was using for my hand therapy that I donated to her, and so she's enjoying that. But my daughter said when the dog goes out in the backyard to do her business, it's slippery and she's sliding around. And I'm like, she must enjoy that because you sort of want to be able to dig in a little bit when you're doing your business. And I don't know if she's just going, and peeing in the course of sliding, or she's used to it. I don't know. Yeah. But I am very glad I don't have to go out in the snow to do that. And also, my daughter watches from the house when she's outside now because it's cold, which is not as good. But anyway, we're getting by. It's very pretty looking out my window. It is also very cold sitting by my window. So
yeah.
Though not cold the way it's cold where you are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cold.
I lived that 1 year and a half in the Midwest, and that was enough for me to be able to say, this isn't really cold. This isn't really snow. This is cute.
Right.
So, winter.
Yes.
My experience of winter has mostly been coughing up a lung, so I have the winter crud.
Yes, that you had last week. But it's getting a little better.
Getting better. It's getting better. Can't you tell? I can talk great.
Well, should we talk about Oklahoma, where it's warm.
Balmy Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah. We're watching the series Reservation Dogs, which has been around for a while, but we're now just catching up to it.
Right.
Watching the first couple of episodes of season 1. As we discussed last week, this is on Hulu. In a fit of annoyance that Hulu couldn't seem to find a way to charge my credit card, quit Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter picked it back up and has been paying for it, but I guess doesn't have her password written down correctly. So when she tried to give it to me to get in, I could not get in. Now, maybe Hulu just knows it's me and is saying, no,
Oh, no.
You blew us off. No Hulu for you, lady. But so I had to watch it on the TV, which already had this password programmed into it. And as we have discussed, my eyes and watching something on a TV across the room, not so good. So I mostly watched these episodes. I kind of could see what was going on a little bit there. Mostly, I can't say I could pick out all of those actors, but the guy with the big hair, I could recognize him every time he was on.
Yep, that's Bear.
That's Bear. Yes, Bear I could recognize, and so it was helpful that he was like the main character. So it's like, that guy, I know that guy.
Right.
I've seen that guy. But I enjoyed it. I think I would have enjoyed it more if it had been on my laptop, inches from my eyeballs. But it's sort of a loose indie sort of thing. So maybe not being able to see and understand everything is sort of part of the charm.
Yeah, and I also think it's very much like, this is our community, this is our culture, and we're not explaining it. We're just depicting it. And I liked that. And that also gave me like Primo vibes.
It did, yeah.
It's
somewhat.
It's
that's right.
It's maybe a little less overtly funny than Primo.
It's less sitcom-y than
yeah.
Primo had pretty good sitcom beats, whereas this is doing a different thing entirely. It's like a little half-hour movies, but
yeah, it is like a half-hour movie.
Sort of flowed into each other,
right?
But I enjoyed watching it, and thought that these characters were interesting and engaging, and that even though it's not like a straightforward punchline laugh track comedy. There's some amusing parts.
Yeah, I definitely laughed for sure.
Yeah. Some recognizable character types and other things that are just sort of interesting to see how they're going to develop. And we did note some overlap with Rutherford Falls, which we watched a while back.
Right.
Including one actress who appeared in both.
Yep. Janice Schmieding.
Who was one of the leads in Rutherford Falls.
Right.
It's just a minor annoyance here, but nice to see her.
It was fun to see her. Yes.
She was the sarcastic receptionist at the clinic in episode 2. I don't know if she comes back. I read Alan Sepinwall's review of the first 4 episodes of season 1, and it mentioned her as just being there once. So,
okay.
But maybe they only went to the clinic once, and every time they show the clinic, she'll be there, saying things like, "The girl with stomach pains is selling meat pies."
Anyone wants some?
But that was fun. And also the characters on Rutherford Falls said Studis for let's do this and Skogen for let's go then, and these characters did as well. So I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, they even had it graffitied somewhere. One of those, I think Studis was there.
So that was fun. And you just have to kind of relax and roll with it. But I was willing to do that.
Yeah, me too. I like the characters. It has this sort of like mystical thing going on, which I'll see how I feel about. It seems to be only Bear can sort of have these visions of this spirit warrior dude who's
not altogether inspiring spirit warrior dude.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that was fun, and I enjoyed that the girl. What's the main girl? What was her name?
Elora?
Alora? Yeah,
Or Willie Jack is the other one.
no, Alora was. She seems to be the most kind of together of them. She seems to be relatively sharp, but then she has stomach pains because she has been eating flaming hot potato chips for like
She's
a
been
week.
eating 10 to 14 bags a day.
Yeah. So, sweetie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it was funny that at the end they showed the doctor who had been like, yeah, stop eating those and your stomach will be fine. And then he's outside
He's eating them.
not only eating a bag of these chips, but smoking a cigarette.
Right.
He probably has a flask somewhere.
Yes, no
just
doubt.
to wash them down.
And while Bear's mother is looking to find a more lucrative professional husband, that doctor is not on her list.
No, he's not on our list.
He's putting in his effort, but
Yeah.
no. A doctor perhaps, but not you, sir.
Not this particular doctor.
Well, so set up some characters that will be interesting to watch going forward. And well, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully next week I will be able to see it more clearly. But if not, you know what? It's just kind of just count it as part of the charm.
Yeah. We watched. We'll do two episodes at a time. But
Yes,
I like what you said, that they're like little half-hour movies.
yeah,
There's a through line, but there's also situations that are sort of one-offs as well. So
yeah.
Oh.
So
we will enjoy that.
yes,
And I'm glad, this is a show that I have just been hearing people talk about and rave about for so long.
I really have.
So I'm glad that I'm finally getting to check it out. And so far, so good.
Yes. How nice it is that we now have streaming for these things, so that if you it used to be if you missed a show, oops, oh well.
Yeah.
And now you can go back and find it somewhere and watch it, and then go Google the reviews from the first season and read them. Yay for the internet.
That's right. Yay for streaming.
Yep. So, also enjoyable, always, is Catherine's Library Find of the Week.
That's right.
What do you have this week?
Well, we've talked about craft projects and craft books, and your previous interest in counted cross stitch.
Yes, that was my thing.
Here is a book for you. It's called Cross Stitch with Cattitude. 20 awesome designs. And it's got on the cover is this cat with sunglasses. The cat definitely has Cattitude.
Yes.
And it's charming. There's 20 different designs that you can do with these
just looking
cool
at that
cats.
cover that's cross-stitched takes me back.
Yeah.
I used to love doing that. I don't think I can do it anymore, but I loved doing it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there could be a way to I don't know, like blow it up into up into giant size. I don't know. So that your little like 8x8 picture of a cat becomes like 4 feet by 4
like
feet.
graph paper size. Maybe I mean
that doesn't seem that unreasonable. Graph paper size. That's not so big.
I guess with I know it would be. I wonder what's the biggest cross stitch fabric they have, because I used to like the real small ones back when I could see. But now I don't know. I'd have to go for the whiter design.
Right.
Yeah, but when the the Dogitude one comes out is when
there you go.
I don't think I can put up cross stitches of cats. I think Layla would go, "What is this?
Right.
Where's my cross stitch? You couldn't find a cross stitch of a black dog? You are not trying very hard."
Yeah, I wonder if you could, here's one where the cat says, the saying is, "You work, I watch and judge." The cat looking up at you.
The dog version would be, "You work, I watch, and wish you would get up and get me a snack."
That's right. Or throw me a ball.
She would throw the ball instead.
Right.
It would be the dog, the ball, and the working person.
I hate you the least. How about no? These are good.
Yes, they are.
I'm not
good.
Antisocial. I talk to all my cats. So.
Yes, well, that would be
lots of options.
Judging from the internet, there is a large group of people who would enjoy that very much.
Mm-hmm.
Judging from social media, more specifically, in which I apparently follow some cat accounts, but also many dog accounts.
Yeah, just a few. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I just thought that was a fun one.
That is very
showing
fun.
that cross stitch is moving into the Gen Z area, I guess.
Right, and you can pretend that your cat will not mess your floss all up. Come on.
Right. Yeah. You gotta.
You're going to be working on this thing, and the cat's going to go, "Oh, a toy," and start pawing at it. But,
yeah, you need like a sealed container and
and possibly a hidden room to work on it.
Right, exactly. There's never a shortage of crafty things and cat things, I think.
Adorable. Well, your assignment is to find me a crafty dog thing.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout. It's been, because we've moved and we're just now reopened for about 2 weeks. We're still getting in the groove of how we do things, and we're still getting ourselves organized. So there's a little bit less of the just regular checking in where I see lots of things come across my desk. So
yeah,
the opportunities for finding library finds have been a little bit less. But
I want to know about the book Dust Child.
Yes.
I understand its significance in terms of the state of the library, but what is that book even about?
Well, it sounds actually kind of sad because I did look it up. So the backstory is that because, the library has reopened in this new, less than ideal space, one of the librarians put together a display, and it's all like, there's a book called The Old Place by Bobby Finger, who is a podcaster that I have heard before.
Yeah.
That's on display. Welcome home, or we missed you, or all kinds of things that are related to moving, relocating, closing, opening, all that stuff. And they put out this book called Dust Child, which just made me laugh so hard because this space had been unused for quite some time when we got there.
And there was a lot of dust, child.
There was a lot of dust. And so they put out this book called Dust Child, which I found super funny. But then I looked it up, and it's like about I think a post-Vietnam. It's by a Vietnamese author. Here, I'll read to you from Goodreads. It's a suspenseful and moving saga about family secrets, hidden trauma, and the overriding power of forgiveness, set during the war and in present-day Vietnam.
Well,
so
that kind of takes some of the fun out of it being on
a joke about how dirty. Yes, it certainly does. But
don't ask questions, Terry. Just laugh at it being there.
It gets 4.25 stars on Goodreads, so it's probably a really good book that maybe people will discover this way.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
there
something
you
good will
go.
come of all the dust.
That's right. I hope so. So, and speaking of Dusty, shall we take a spin through our archives?
Nice segue.
Let's see. I just have to write something down that I forgot about. Okay. Let's take a spin through our archives and see what we were talking about 2 years ago, 4 years ago, and 8 years ago.
Ooh.
This week. I went way back. The 2 years ago, we were talking about being on call as a parent, even when your kids are adults, and it's still a thing for sure. Yeah. I mean, as I'm recording, I'm just kind of listening with one ear to make sure my kid gets up and goes to his haircut that he has scheduled. So, and I hope takes the money I gave him, because I do not want him to not pay and not tip his hair.
Oh, yeah.
So
one of the reasons I cut my own hair is because having to figure out what to tip and how to give the tip was so stressful.
Yeah.
I don't have to tip myself.
I know, right? You should, though. You should give yourself a little something.
My reward to myself is my excellent haircut.
Right. Yes, it is. It is a little awkward. I mean, you can do it with your credit card now.
Usually you pay at the front desk, but then you slip some cash to the person who cuts your hair. You can't really do that on a credit card. I guess it's the same as with the waitress. You just assume it goes there.
Yeah, you just add it on. But sometimes you get to write it in yourself. And sometimes, where I get my nails done, which, I do twice a year, they just say, do you want to leave a tip and how much? And then they put it on the credit card. So that's a little more awkward, especially because I always thought that, or heard that, if the person is the owner of the business, you don't tip them. But the people who do my nails are the owners, but they still are like, do you want to leave a tip? And I'm like, well, I guess I do. So
I have never in my life gotten a manicure. Never had my nails done.
I enjoy it, periodically. Yeah. And this year it was my daughter's request as a Christmas gift that we go together and do it.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you said your daughter's request as a Christmas gift was that you get your nails done. Mom, you're embarrassing
Mom, they
me.
look disgusting.
The thing that you can do for me is to go take care of those things. Oh, but you did it together. That's sweet.
No, we did it together because she was going to a wedding right after Christmas. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yes,
I was on call for such things.
I was on call for nail duty.
Yeah. I have been less on call since my daughter drives a lot. So she'll drive her brother places and they just go off and do their thing. And that's very nice. I've been driving less and less. I stopped driving at night after my eyes got a little difficult in the dark. And then I broke my wrist. So I haven't been driving much during the day. And it's, I feel less and less necessary. People have to do things for me. Ha! People are on call for me. But I still, my daughter is sleeping downstairs now. We're slowly but surely getting her completely moved down into the downstairs apartment. And we have a baby monitor on at night. So if she needs anything, we can hear her. And so I guess we're still kind of on call.
Yeah.
And the other night I was sleeping and I woke up and she's standing over the bed and said, I think my head is bleeding. I hit my head. I think it's bleeding. So I guess I was kind of on call for emergency medical judgment, of which I am very bad. So she had somehow hit her head on the bed frame and it looked like she had a long gash, but in fact it was just blood that had trickled down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So we did one of those. Really didn't want to go to the emergency room in the middle of the night, but head injury, you worry about it. So we did one of those telehealth things. Her insurance has that on the app on her phone. So we woke some poor young doctor up in the middle of the night and she said, you can wait and go to the urgent care center in the morning. That's fine.
Yeah.
So we did.
Well, she was being paid to be woken up. So
She was being
don't
paid.
feel bad.
Yeah, she was, but she sounded like, could you just please go away? And I, apologized to her for bothering her with our blood. But so we went the next day. We went over with her, and once they cleaned it up, it was a small cut, but still a cut. And they glued it together. And now I'm worried about her being down there by herself, but it'll be fine. But that felt like an on-call thing.
Yeah, for sure.
That felt like when I moved to Kansas City and cut myself and had to take myself to the ER, my mom would have liked to have been on call, but there was nothing she could do. But when your kids are still here, it's like, okay, let me help you with this.
Yep.
And
you'll be happy too.
Yes. And then, of course, going to the doctor and the ER and the various places with your child gives you the opportunity for family watching, which we talked about 4 years ago.
Yes.
Just observing other families in the wild and creating stories for them.
Right.
Which
we now, there was a period of time swiftly following January 2020 when we recorded that, where
when
you were
you
not
couldn't do that
observing
anymore.
any family besides your own. That was all.
That's right. That was sort of a last call for that activity, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. For quite some time.
Yeah. Wow.
And then when we started being able to see people in the wild again, we were like, why isn't that person wearing a mask?
Right.
Did I hear someone cough? Did I hear someone sneeze? Wait,
that episode is an archaeological artifact right there.
Really, really.
Remember when we used to watch people and not think about whether they were infectious?
Whether they had a disease. Mm-hmm. Yep. But it's still certainly fun to that's one of the reasons to go out in the world.
Yeah. I don't go out in the world that much. My hand therapy has been my social activity for the last few months, and it's been very enjoyable, but it's like one person at a time. So I can't really observe them in their natural habitat.
Right. Aren't there any other people getting?
There's like a maximum of 3 other patients. There's 4 tables, and this, therapist works on up to 4 people at a time, usually with the help of a student who's studying under him. And, when we do it, it's really nice. We chat a lot. So I actually get to talk to people. It's my social life, but they don't have, we don't learn that much about their lives outside. They don't. There's a couple of people who've came with a family member, but not usually.
Right.
So I don't see that many.
Yeah.
families.
My mom, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but she takes Pilates. She goes to Pilates, and I think it's a lot of times it's the same people, and she gets gotten to know some of them a little bit, and one of the people was a woman who wrote a whole book about her life and her husband's life, and her husband, like back in the day when in order to get divorced quickly, you had to go to Nevada. Remember this?
Yeah.
It was like, quite a long time ago, of course.
Yes.
But like celebrities would go, but you had to stay there for 6 weeks. In order to establish residency, and then you could get your divorce, and then you could leave. So there were businesses where they were like resorts and ranches for people to stay at while they were waiting this out. And this couple ran one of these things. And she wrote a book about it. She wrote a memoir about it. And I just thought it was fun that, my mom knew her from Pilates, but she went to her book signing and
cool.
Got to know her. So, and this woman was smart because somehow because I went to a Pilates class when I was visiting out there, and the previous class was letting out and the people were leaving, and this woman who had written the book was there, and the topic had come up, and someone asked her about it, and she said, "Oh, well, if you ask me about it, then you get this bookmark." And it was like, promotional material, which I was like, that is very smart.
Very
Carry
smart.
that around with you and explain to people what you're doing. So I thought that was very good, very savvy of her.
Very much.
So,
yes. Tuck that away well, I'm never going to have a book again, but I think at some point I made up bookmarks from one of my books, but they were crappy looking and printed off my printer. And I don't think I ever gave them to anybody. I don't go to Pilates classes. I just stay home.
Yep.
Put one in the mailbox for the mailman.
Right. Well, when we spoke 8 years ago, this was an episode that had a lot of components, but the part that I wanted to call back to was this BuzzFeed listicle that we talked about was 25 ways to live like an actual adult. And some of them, make a lot of sense. Like you need basic tools, and, you should have like a calendar and that kind of thing. Some of the things have not aged, have become obsolete in 8 years, like a working printer.
Oh my gosh.
And a just got home routine. Like we don't leave home, so we don't really need a routine.
And we don't have printers, do we? You do have a printer, right?
I do have a printer, and my husband uses it to print out recipes. That's basically what we do with it. So.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, I used my printer so seldom that the inkjets would keep getting gummed up. So I just stopped, and rarely do I wish I had one. And then in the very small number of times when I actually need one, I just print it online to the FedEx office near us, and we go and pick it up.
Or your local library.
That's true. I used to do it at the library. And then when they were closed over COVID, I don't think they ever got that back up and running again, because I sent something over there and nothing ever happened. So so then I just sent it to the FedEx office, and you pay like 45 cents with your credit card, and then my husband goes and picks it up in an envelope. This is ridiculous, but why do I need a printer if I use it so seldom?
Yeah, I mean, so many things are just on your phone. You know, tickets, sporting passes, anything like that. So
I mean, I can scan something with my phone and then send it to somebody. You don't need really to be able to print. If the printer would be fine if it's only used once every 3 months, then it might have a use. But if it declines with disuse, I don't know. Yeah. But
it's going to join the tech museum in your attic someday.
Yes. Well, there are. I think I had 2 or 3 of them in a closet, and we had the clean out people take them.
Oh, that's right. You did the big clean out.
Yeah.
But one thing I thought was good on this list was it said the name of your city council person, because I follow or am friends with, or whatever it is, my city council person on Facebook. And she actually posts a lot of really helpful information. But
wouldn't it be city council persons? We have a city council of, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 people. I don't think any of them is specific to me.
I think it depends on the way your city government is organized. So. Yeah. Like ours, we do have one for our
for your neighborhood. Okay. I don't think we do. I should check into.
But also, like,
which of these lizards is mine?
She would be valuable to anybody from any part of our city, because she'd post just things about like how to, whether the recycling is being picked up that day, or why our streets are still super icy right now. She explained the whole thing about how like the salt doesn't work when these temperatures are this cold, and if you put down sand, then it just washes down the drain, and just kind of like the background, or about the budget process or whatever it is. And she's like highlights local businesses. So she's very good at, just these little helpful bits of information. So if you have one that's like that, then.
So when you vote for city council, you just vote for that one seat?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, ours is different. We vote for the whole bunch of them.
Shebang.
Yeah. But I have had a similar satisfaction following our school district and the transportation department on social media. So then I know when the schools are closed. It's great. Or when they have a delayed opening.
Right.
Very, very helpful.
So then you know how to time your entrance and exit from your home.
That's right. We know how much it's going to be a problem and what time the problem is going to be. It's extremely helpful.
Right.
And also for our, periodic, they're closing the schools. Nothing's happening yet. What's the matter with them? When we were kids, we would walk uphill both ways. My husband would walk uphill both ways. I was in Southern California, so.
Right.
Sometimes it rained and I got wet.
Sometimes it rained. Yeah.
Like 75 degrees, but it rained.
My son said some people, because he's home right now, but there are some kids on his campus having an interim term class. And some of them were asking about or complaining about having to go to class when, it's below zero. Like the entire campus is half a mile. That is the farthest they would have to go is 0.5.
And also, do they know the part of the country they're living in? Seriously, guys? Come on,
look out your window. Lake Michigan is right there. So,
dear.
We both found that kind of funny.
Yeah.
Also, because our school district did away with snow days because now you have to do digital learning anytime they cancel school. So.
Yeah, I think I've talked here before about the what was it? Was it Twitter or Instagram or Facebook? There was some social media venue for kids at the community college my kids went to inquire about whether the college will be open on weather days. And for some poor slob to have to say over and over again,
yes,
no, we're open. We're going to be open. And people would go, oh, do you realize I have to drive 20 miles and how much I'm going to be in danger on the roads? And people are paying for this education. They would like to receive it. We are remaining open. It was just such drama. It was always fun to go on there to see the same exact question being asked over and over and over and over again with varying degrees of entitlement and this poor slob. I wanted to
never changing the answer.
Yes, I wanted to send this person a box of donuts and a tank of coffee just for their thank them for their service, because I would just look once to find out, and that was it. But people got very upset about it. You live in New Jersey. You are going to have to drive in snow. Why did you pick a college that was that far away? It's like my daughter very much liked the community college in Morris County, but it's like, and the weather is bad, you are not going to want to drive there. Let's go someplace closer. So, oh well. I'm just noticing on this list of being a grown-up things, a glue gun and matching velvet hangers.
Yeah, those were two very questionable ones.
Yeah, I'm wondering about hangers. Is it ever a thing you would do to get rid of hangers, or do you hoard hangers? I hoard hangers to a ridiculous degree just because you never know when you're going to need a hanger. And maybe you'll buy 500 new pieces of clothing and then you will wish you had those hangers.
Right.
We're clearing out my mother-in-law's old room downstairs for my daughter to move into. And the closet was full of hangers. And my daughter wanted to bring her clothes down on her hangers. So she was just going to throw all these hangers away. And I'm like, you can't throw away hangers. What are you doing? And yet we have closets full of hangers. We have more hangers. I have a bag of hangers in my closet. We're just overrun with hangers, but I'm not throwing those hangers away. Those hangers are staying. They're nice hangers.
Just regular wire hangers or good hangers?
They're wire hangers. Some of them were thick wire hangers. Some of them were just regular wire hangers, but they're hangers. You don't throw away hangers. You keep hangers.
The velvet ones mentioned in this article are very nice.
They are very nice.
I have a couple. I don't know how I got them, to be honest. because I didn't buy a set of 25 like this person recommended.
Mine are, I am pretty sure, faux velvet hangers, but still.
Well, yeah, I don't know if the ones I have are.
Soft and padded is basically what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do work well.
They do.
I will grant that for sure.
Well, if anybody needs any hangers, hit me up on social media. I could probably set you up.
Terry.
I should put them on Free Cycle and see if there would be a feeding frenzy.
There would. I can almost guarantee. I bet you someone would take them. That would be a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get rid of them.
There's a lot of things I'm looking at and saying, would somebody on Free Cycle want these? I wonder. And I gave away all my albums. But
right, I remember that.
My daughters were clearing out my daughter's room. She opened this piece of furniture that usually has its door facing away because she was just using it as a table. And inside were well over 100 CDs, maybe 200 CDs. They're small. Just she kept pulling them out and pulling them out and pulling them out. And it's like some of them made me go, oh, that album. Most of them were mine that she took at some point when I was no longer listening to CDs. It's like, I don't want to throw them out, but I don't want them necessarily. I'm never going to use them. So maybe I need to see if there's somebody on Free Cycle who's as enthusiastic about CDs as that dude was about albums.
I wonder. I'm not sure.
Varying levels of taste, but, you know.
You never know.
There they are. But they look so pretty. I may just use them as decorative, you know. Objet d'art in my...
How's that going to go?
I'll just find a cubby and just fill it stuffed full with CDs and put some interesting ones in the front. I don't know. I have a clutter problem. I mentioned that I have a clutter problem. I like my clutter.
We may have.
I'm very fond of it. I feel sad when it goes away.
Yes.
You have to do it without me seeing.
We'll check in with it again soon. But for now,
I think being a grown-up, part of being a grown-up is having an appreciative amount of clutter. If you don't have any clutter, what's the matter with you?
But it's also having some plan for occasionally getting rid of it.
Oh, I don't know. Theoretically.
Which you did.
If you don't have clutter, how have you been living your life?
Yeah. No, I agree with
you. Living on a mountaintop? Are you a hermit? Otherwise, show me where you
don't have anyone else living in your house. That's a source of it as well. So, well, anyway, we will say enough of that for the Parenting Roundabout Weekly Roundup. Next week, Reservation Dogs, it's Season 1, Episode 3, Uncle Brownie, and Episode 4, What About Your Dad? And you can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. And you can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamitude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years. And we'll see you back here next Tuesday. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Goodbye, everyone.